Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has just hit our major resistance level and the warning signal is now confirmed. Be slightly more careful in the coming days and let me show you why. First, you're going to see that yes, our golden pocket at 91,000 US dollars that was aligning perfectly with our liquidity level. Both of the levels were hit almost to the exact dollar accuracy. Bitcoin hit the level and so far we are getting some kind of a rejection back down of approximately 1.7%. At this specific area, yesterday we said, okay, if it's going to get hit, potentially, we can be looking for another short or a sell position on BTC. And yes, I did fire a brand new short position on Bitcoin at approximately 90,000 US dollars. Let's right now see if we are already going to get another push towards the upside, or simply, even if Bitcoin right now does get another push towards the upside, we can still talk about another brand new trading setup right here. Why so? Because remember from our yesterday's video, we said that where we are getting right now a rejection off of, it's going to be more of a zone and not really to the exact dollar accuracy price target. Here, of course, we had the exact alignment of our golden Fibonacci ratio and the liquidity level right here. However, what if we right now go with our fixed range volume profile to measure the entire bottom price action with volume? And you're right now going to see the value area high still has not been hit. So that is right now why, even if Bitcoin does get another push towards the upside right here and then a rejection, in my opinion, of course, we can then simply look to scale even more in our short trade approximately at this specific zone of resistance at approximately, let's just say, 91,500 US dollars. However, we also need to talk about a bullish scenario because, of course, what if Bitcoin does not get right now a rejection back down, but we simply continue higher? What we can right here say, if we start breaking our value area high, definitely a major bullish signal for Bitcoin. In this scenario, we are going to look for much higher price targets in the upcoming days. Why so? Because remember already a few days ago, we talked about our major descending triangle that right now clearly it is actually breaking towards the upside. Now, of course, as you probably know, I'm not really the biggest fan trading the breakouts, not even this one right here that we are getting for the past few days right here, but nevertheless, if Bitcoin does continue higher, we break our major golden Fibonacci ratio, we do get acceptance above our value area high, definitely a major bullish sign for Bitcoin. We are then going to look for the price target of our major descending triangle. So what we are going to do right here, measuring right now the opening of our triangle, putting the trend line on the breakout right here, and you are going to notice the target is going to be at 97,600 US dollars. And as you probably know, this specific price target is also not a random level. What we can do right here, let's go on the 4-hour time frame. We are going to go with our Fibonacci retracement once again, and simply, what is the most important Fibonacci ratio on Bitcoin? Definitely it is going to be the golden pocket, and you can right to see golden Fibonacci ratio coming in exactly at the price target of our descending triangle. So the plan on Bitcoin is right now staying very simple. Of course, with my trades, I do remain in my long trade in a case we are going to continue higher on Bitcoin and also on XRP. By the way, we are also going to talk about XRP and Ethereum slightly later because yes, XRP is right now getting a major breakout right here, and also Ethereum is getting a beautiful push towards the upside, but more about Ethereum and XRP slightly later. Right now, BTC, of course, this right here is definitely going to be a major price target, but only if we are going to get the acceptance back above the value area high right here. Unless we break this, to be honest, I am definitely right now still more interested to fire another short or a sell position on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. And this is right now why I would really appreciate if you smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let's also talk about at what area is Bitcoin trading at the moment, because yes, we right now definitely know we hit our golden Fibonacci ratio almost to the exact dollar accuracy. However, what if we right now also go with our horizontal range we have been trading in for the past few days right here? Bitcoin hit the top of our horizontal range almost to the exact dollar accuracy. We also took the liquidity above this specific high, above this specific high, and of course also above this specific high. So definitely liquidity has already been taken, but also because this right here is right now an area of resistance, because we are trading at the top of the range, again, the strategy is very simple. Sure, we could get a major breakout right here, continue higher, but But the reality is the area of resistance is the area of resistance until proven otherwise. And at the top of the range, we are more interested to go with a short trade. At the bottom of the range, sure, we can be looking for another buy position or a long trade. But what we can right now also say, in our horizontal range, the most important levels always are going to be the volume level. So definitely, if we are right now going to start going lower, what is going to be the first bearish indication you should really pay attention to? Measuring right now the range with the volume, what we can right here say, okay, Bitcoin hit the resistance level right here. However, we also need to get the acceptance below our value area high right here of the range for us to then say, okay, the probability then is definitely going to increase that Bitcoin is going to get a bigger push back towards downside, ideally at least towards our recent lows right here, maybe even towards the bottom of the range at approximately 85,000 US dollars. Also right now, what about our liquidation heat map? Because definitely right now on the 2-week time frame, bigger liquidations are not going to be anymore above our recent highs, but actually exactly below the recent lows. You're right here going to see our biggest liquidation cluster on the 2-week time frame on Bitcoin is going to come in at 86,300 US dollars. And you can right here see exactly below our recent lows right here. So this right here is a bearish indication for Bitcoin because approximately 270 million of long trades are going to get wrecked. Also, what if we are right now zooming in on the 1-week time frame? The story is actually going to be literally almost exactly the same. Sure, we do have some liquidations above the recent highs at approximately 91,000 US dollars, but then bigger liquidations are going to be exactly below the recent lows at 86,700 US dollars. So this right here can be right now our exact plan of what we can be expecting on Bitcoin. First of all, we know we are at the area of resistance, and right now simply we are looking for the acceptance back below our local value area high. Because we also know we have some liquidations above the recent high. Sure, Bitcoin could still get another push towards the upside right here. We also then hit our value area high of our entire bottom price action. But here, of course, you need to wait for a reaction. If we then do get some kind of a reaction back down, get the acceptance back in the range, this of course can actually be a setup for another short or a sell position. Potentially, you can fire a brand new short trade right here, or then simply add some more capital to your existing short trade on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. Then, of course, another bearish indication is going to be if we do get acceptance back below the value area high. If this happens, potentially, of course, also, you can scale even more into your short trade on BTC, Ethereum, maybe even on XRP. And of course, because of that, I also want to share with you the bearish scenario I'm right now paying attention to on the 2-hour time frame. Remember a few days ago, we already talked about our bearish elite wave count. So what we can right now say, if Bitcoin is right now moving in the second elite wave, the top probably is going to be very, very close. So what we can right now say, we got an impulse right here. Bitcoin potentially right now has already finished our second elite wave, or simply if we do get right now another push towards the upside, towards the value area high, we can top out approximately at 91,700 US dollars, and only then we might experience a bigger push towards the downside for our bigger third elite wave right here. So definitely in the upcoming days, pay attention to the area of resistance where Bitcoin is actually already trading at the moment, but also of course pay attention to the reactions, because if the reaction is going to be a very strong one towards downside, bearish indication of Bitcoin, you probably then want to be holding a brand new short trade on BTC, on Ethereum, and of course also potentially on XRP. That is right why if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus, no KYC and no VPN, with the second link down below in the description, because BTC Exchange is right now actually having a special campaign with me. Only after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But also, every time you hit a trading volume milestone, you're going to unlock even more rewards. You can get a mystery box full of rewards, VIP cards, and also a brand new iPhone 17. This specific campaign is right now still valid for the next couple of days, but definitely if you want to maybe even fire a brand new trade right here, take advantage of the free bonuses using the second link down below, only after you register and after initial deposit. Also right now, let's pay attention to the RSI and also money flow indicator on the daily time frame, because what we are seeing right now is also not really going to be the super bullish Bitcoin indication. Let's go with our money flow and the RSI, and let's go on the daily time frame right here, because what you can right here see, yes, it does look like Bitcoin is right now still forming a brand new lower high, but on the money flow, significant higher high. On the RSI, also another higher high. So this right here is definitely a setup for a hidden bearish divergence. And this right here, unfortunately, of course, it is going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication. Now, let's also go with our exponential moving averages on the 1 hourly, 2 hourly, and the 4 hourly time frame. Of course, on the 1 hourly, as you probably know, we are already moving in a very nice uptrend. Also, on the 2 hourly time frame, yes, Bitcoin also got a bullish cross right here with the 50 and 200 EMA, which right now simply means we are moving in an average uptrend. On the 4 hourly, however, we are still in a downtrend. So I would say like that, unless we actually get a bullish cross on the 4 hourly time frame right here, yes, unfortunately, we still need to be slightly more bearish on BTC, potentially expecting a bigger rejection back towards downside. And yes, on the 1 hourly and 2 hourly, we are being slightly more bullish right here. However, even though we are in an average uptrend on the 1 hourly and 2 hourly, where we are at the moment, because it's the area of resistance, no way I would go with another buy or a long position on BTC. That is right why the next trade for me is definitely going to be scaling into my short trade on Bitcoin right here. Of course, if we are going to go higher towards our area of resistance, we get a reaction back down, I'm going to scale in, or simply if our value area high right here is going to get lost, also bearish indication on Bitcoin, I'm going to look and scale into my short trade on BTC, but also of course on Ethereum. Remember in our yesterday's video, we talked about the importance of the area of 3,200 US dollars, because exactly right here, Ethereum does have the liquidity level, the golden Fibonacci ratio, and also the value area high. I still right now have an alert exactly right here, and no, I am not holding a short trade on Ethereum just yet. So this right here can actually be right now our plan. If Bitcoin does get another push towards the upside, hitting our value area high, then of course it simply means Ethereum probably is also going to hit our area of resistance. And of course, because it's a significant level, because the price action looks really corrective, potentially of course we can then also fire another short trade right here with a very simple invalidation level above our area of resistance, targeting of course much lower targets, at least our recent lows, if not even lower. So the risk to reward ratio of our short trades at our major area of resistance right here is definitely going to be a very nice one. But yes, for Ethereum, I'm right now still being slightly more patient, because I really want to see this specific golden Fibonacci ratio to actually be hit, for Ethereum to take the liquidity, and of course also for our value area high to also get hit. Let me right now also try one more thing. Let's go with our trend-based Fibonacci extension. Let's go from the low towards the high right here, back towards the low. And what you're right now actually going to see, 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension coming in almost exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio and also at our liquidity level. So definitely this specific area is the area you want to pay attention to on Ethereum itself. Also right now, let's go with XRP, because in our yesterday's video, we talked about that XRP is trading really exactly at our trendline area of resistance, trying to get a breakout towards the upside. And right now, clearly, the resistance level is getting a major break towards the upside. But of course, if Bitcoin is going to get a push down, if Ethereum is going to get a push down, probably XRP is also going to follow. So yes, at least as right now, I am not in a short trade on XRP just yet. However, once Ethereum potentially is going to be trading exactly at this specific area, I'm also going to consider to fire another short trade on XRP. So at least as right now, in my opinion, it is way better in terms of risk to reward for us to be looking for another short trade on BTC, Ethereum, and also on XRP. Not saying we cannot get a major breakout towards the upside, because what we said before, if our value area high right here does get a breakout, definitely we are going to look for higher targets. We are going to get stopped out on our short trade, but fortunately for us, we also do remain in the long trade on Bitcoin and also on XRP. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free bonus using the second link down below in the description, because only right now, after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But also, when you're going to be trading, you can get a brand new mystery box full of rewards, VIP cards up to VIP level 4, and also a brand new iPhone 17 using only the second link down below in the description. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.